Obtaining essences just plain sucks, so this guide will help you obtain them in the easiest and most painless way possible. It should be noted that some will get harder to obtain after 8.3 and some will get a lot easier. So if all you need is your alt gear and essenced up in time for Ny'alotha, we'll also cover which ones you should do now and which ones you can wait till after the patch. Let's start off with the Mythic Plus essence. This essence will become much harder to obtain in 8.3 as the Mythic dungeons will be getting buffed. Mythic Plus gives Anima to tanks, Life Binders to healers, and Focusing Iris to the DPS. To obtain rank 3 of this essence, you need to get 15 Focused Life Anima, which drop from your weekly Mythic Plus box. It will take 2 weeks of completing a 15 keystone or higher, and 3 weeks if you complete a plus 10. Your off-spec essences will take an additional week for each role off-spec you have, regardless of whether you do a 10 or a 15. If you want to quickly get a rank 2 of an off-spec essence, all you need to do is complete a keystone on 7 or higher, and make sure that you have the loot spec set for whichever spec's essence you want when you loot the end of dungeon chest. Let's move on to the raiding essence from the Eternal Palace. This one will become extremely hard to obtain in 8.3 as everyone will practically abandon the Eternal Palace for the new raid, so it's very much vital that you get this done as soon as possible. Tanks get your Undying Gift, healers Vitality Conduit, and DPS Condensed Life Force. To obtain rank 3 of this essence, you'll be required to get rank 1 and rank 2 first. This means you need a total of 63 Aqueous Reliquies, which drop from Radiance of Ashara, Queen's Cloth, and Ashara. You will get all the rewards of a lower difficulty by completing a higher difficulty. This means you only need to complete the highest difficulty you can achieve per week to gain the maximum amount of reliquies. The most time efficient way of obtaining reliquies is through Heroic, as this will take you a total of 3 weeks to obtain your first rank 3 essence. If you need one for your off-specs, that'll be an additional 1 week per essence. If you choose to complete the raid on Mythic, you'll be able to obtain your first essence after 2 weeks, with an additional week required per off-spec essence. Moving on to the Ny'alotha essence. This is a Aegis for tanks, Ever Rising Tide for healers, and Unbound Force for DPS. This essence will be much easier to obtain in 8.3, as the requirements for rank 3 were reduced from Exalted with the Encoan or the Unshackled, depending on your faction, to Revered. As such, if you're lazy, I would recommend just waiting until 8.3 and only achieving Revered. Once you've got Revered, all you need to do is spend 15 mana pearls at the rep vendor and you've attained your rank essence. It will be 50 mana pearls per roll, so if you want to get your off-spec essences, you'll obviously need more mana pearls. Moving on to the Mechagon essence. That is Nullification Dynamo, Law of Existence, and Purification Protocol. This essence requires you get rank 1, then rank 2, and finally rank 3. Rank 1 can be obtained by reaching Honoured with the Rustbot resistance, and can be purchased for 2 spec crates and 2 galvanic oscillators. Rank 2 requires Revered, and 20 spec crates and 10 galvanic oscillators. Rank 3 requires Exalted, and 40 spec crates and 25 galvanic oscillators, for a grand total of Revered, 62 spec crates and 37 galvanic oscillators. It should be noted that in 8.3 these requirements are getting severely reduced. You will only need to be Revered for your rank 3 essence, and the number of galvanic oscillators and spare cards will also be approximately halved. Once again, off-spec essences can be obtained at a reduced cost. Orb mode provides all roles with the same essence, Ripple in Space. To get this essence at rank 3 requires you to obtain rank 1 and rank 2 first. To obtain rank 1, you need to complete the quest Dry in the Horde or Dry in the Alliance, depending on your faction, which requires you to kill 25 players while in Ny'alotha. To get rank 2, you need to complete the achievement Fighting on 2 Fronts. This involves killing 50 players in Ny'alotha, 50 players in Mechagon, loot 5 War Supply chests in Ny'alotha, and obtain 25 Ny'alotha Battle Commendations. Battle Commendations, you obtain them by participating in the Battle for Ny'alotha and completing the weekly PvP quest, Rated PvP, which gives all roles conflict and strife. To obtain this essence, you need to get 15 burgeoning battlefield furor from your weekly PvP chest. The amount you obtain depends on your rating. Below 1000 rating, you will gain 0 in your weekly chest. If you're above 1000, 1, 1400, 3, 1600, 5, and 2100, 8. It is recommended that you at least achieve a 1400 rating, as otherwise it will take an extremely long time to get there, and if possible 1600 is even better. Therefore at 1600 rating it will take you 3 weeks to get your first essence and an additional week thereafter to get your off-spec essences, and at 1400 rating it will take you 5 weeks for your first essence and an additional 2 weeks thereafter for your off-spec essences. It's important to note that your rating only counts if you've actively played in that bracket this week, otherwise it will be assumed that you've played in no bracket and therefore you will receive 0 burgeoning essences. Moving on to Crucible of Flame. To unlock this essence, you need to have a level 60 map. After that, you need to have completed the war campaign up to the War Chief's Order for Cord or the Wolf's Offensive for Alliance. Once you've done this, you need to go to your faction base in Ny'alotha and pick up the Essential Empowerment quest from the Magmu Bronzebeard campaign. Then you need to complete the quest chain up to back out to sea. After you've done that, you need to go back to the Chamber of Heart and talk to Caligos, who will give you In Darkness, I Dream. Complete the entire quest chain all the way to the Long Awake. After you've done that, you then need to complete the quest chain that begins with investigating the High Lands, which can be obtained from Caligos in the Heartforge. Memory of Lucid Dreams. Rank 3 is obtained by gaining 4,800 experience between all your followers on Ny'alotha. This means it will take you a minimum of at least 16 days to get rank 3. Operation Mechagon gives Vision Perfection for all roles. To get rank 3, you must first get rank 1 and rank 2. To get rank 1, you need to kill King Mechagon on normal or hard mode. You subsequently then need to kill him again to get the recipe for a perfectly timed differential. Upload that to your workbench and then you need to craft rank 2. Once you have crafted rank 2, King Mechagon will drop sprockets. You get 2 for a hard mode and 1 for normal mode. You'll need a total of 4 sprockets to get rank 3. This will obviously become a lot easier in 8.3 as Mechagon will be added to the Mythic Plus system and all these titles will drop from Mythic Plus. So if you're lazy and unlikely to be farming Mechagon anyway for something like rings, then you can easily just do it in Mythic Plus in the first few weeks of 8.3. The non-rated PvP essence provides Sphere of Suppression to tanks, Artifact of Time to healing, and Blood of the enemy to the DPS. This essence requires for rank 1 for you to complete Storming the Battlefields, which requires you to complete 1 MBG, a random BG, and 1 PvP Island Expedition. If you need your off-spec essences, those can be purchased for 2 marks of honor after completing the quest. Rank 2 requires rank 1 and you to obtain 10,000 honor, and then you can purchase the essence for 25 mark of honor at the vendor near where you get your PvP box. Off-spec essences can be purchased as well for a reduced cost. Rank 3 requires you to complete Battlefield Tactician, which is 30,000 honor, and you can then purchase your essence for 35 mark of honor at the PvP vendor near your weekly box. The real question is though, what's the best way to farm honor? The answer to that is check out the PvP brawls. Some of them end really quickly and thus give lots and lots of honor per hour. The best one is a Rafi Compstomp, however, it is unlikely that you'll be able to get this one as the brawls only come around once every 3 months or so. So I'd suggest just checking out which brawls are quick. I shall put on the screen in order of what I think the brawls are and how quick you can get the essence. And finally that brings us to World Vein. Obtaining a World Vein is the most convoluted and time consuming of all of them, mostly due to the massive amount of time gating it has. So, week 1 you want to complete your weekly Island Expedition quest. Week 2 you pick up your weekly Island Expedition quest, but you do not hand it in. I stress this, do not hand it in. After that, you then continue farming until you have 15 fragments of Ny'alotha's lost treasure map. I butchered that, I don't care. So you get 15 of those, you use it, and that will give you a mission table quest, the lost treasure of the Pirate King. Complete the mission table, and you'll then get rank 2 of your essence. Finally, once you've done that, you hand in your weekly Azurite quest, which will give you a World Vein Intelligence report. Once you have 3 World Vein Intelligence reports, you will get a mission on your table called Finding the Key. And once you complete that, you'll then get Tracking the World Vein, which finally gives you the essence. So in total, this process takes a minimum of 4 weeks, plus some time gating at the end due to the last 2 missions, which can be up to 10 days if you get extraordinarily unlucky. So you're looking at about 5 to 6 weeks to complete this essence in the minimum time. And time to shamelessly plug, like, comment, subscribe, and ring that bell.